Hello students, welcome to our Uma Devi Children Academy. Today we are going to discuss the topic is bond parameter.
Bond length, the equilibrium distance between the nuclei of the two bonded atoms in a molecule called as bond length. Here students, the equilibrium distance, the two atoms between them equal distance, the center part of this atom to the center part of this atoms, right, we call it as a bond length, right. Center part of the nucleus of the first A atom to the center part of the atoms of the B atom called as a bond length. Right students, understood? Okay, in this bond length are measured by the spectroscopy, diffraction or electron diffraction techniques, and the one of the unit of the is picometer. It is mentioned in picometer, right? So each atom in a bonded contributes to the bond length. In case of covalent bond, contribution from each atom called as covalent radius. So this is the atom. So this atom, this is the radius. So another atom is there, right? This is A atom, this is B atom. So this nucleus and the outermost electron attraction here students, this is the attraction. So the when A atom and B atoms are attract with each other, A atoms are contribute their radius, this part contribute their radius or this part to the B atoms, and B atom which is contributing the part of A atom, then both are intermixed like this, right? Understood students? So this part, so when it contributed part we called as the covalent radius of A, that is Ra. This part, the B atom contributed part, we call as a covalent radius of B, that is Rb. Like this students, I will show you once again. A atom radius, B atom radius, and they are showing the part is this much, A and B. So this part we call the covalent radius of R. The R which sharing the this part, this is the covalent radius of R, and B which sharing the this part, that is the covalent radius of B. Right students, understood? Covalent radius. The covalent radius is the distance between the two nearest neighbor bonded atoms. Covalent radius. So covalent radius, the average bond enthalpy. Average bond enthalpy means students, the energy required to dissociate the bond, that is we call it the average bond enthalpy. Energy required to dissociate the bond, that is average bond enthalpy. So here look at the first figure, the first diagram. The single bond 96 picometer, oxygen hydrogen bond dissociation purpose require 96 picometer, bond length is 96 picometer. Carbon hydrogen bond, the bond length is 107 picometer, and the CO is 143 picometer, right? So in this case, the single bond, whatever the hydrogen oxygen, either you may use carbon hydrogen or nitrogen oxygen, the single having the large bond length and weak strength. Carbon double bond with oxygen having the bond length is 121 picometer, nitrogen oxygen 122, carbon 133, carbon nitrogen double bond is 138, and carbon nitrogen triple bond is 116, and carbon is triple bond is 120. So it means the carbon triple bond having the 120 picometer we are using here, and the carbon double bond is 122 picometer, and carbon single bond is 154 picometer. It means friends, the bond length is small. It means dissociation purpose require a large amount of energy. Here bond length is high because the distance, the small bond length, Single bond length means it having the high bond length. High bond length means it is it is a weak strength, so it's a dissociation purpose require less energy. Bond length high dissociates more easily. Bond length is small, dissociation require high energy. Students, so bond length, the common value here given here, the bond length, the hydrogen 174 picometer, the fluorine 144 picometer between the same atom. It is a hetero between the two different atoms. And the covalent radius is hydrogen is 37 picometer, carbon is 77 picometer, nitrogen 74 picometer. All are mentioned. Similarly, students, the carbon nitrogen bond, carbon nitrogen single bond, I will show you. Carbon nitrogen having the single bond length is here 143 picometer. Carbon nitrogen double bond is 138 picometer. Carbon nitrogen triple bond is 116 picometer. So tell me, students, here the bond length is high. Bond length high means it dissociation purpose require very less energy required. Bond length is small, 116 picometer. Dissociation purpose require more energy. Right, students? Bond angle defined as the angle between the orbital containing the bonding electron pair around the central atoms in a molecule or complex ion, called as bond angle. So whatever the atoms are there, already we have discussed the orbitals in the I think the class 10 chapter, chapter number 12 2, we have discussed that the orbitals. So like this, electrons are present in the probability of electron present in the region called as an orbital. Right, students? So orbital. So when the carbon here, the carbon bond with the one hydrogen here, carbon bond with one hydrogen here, second hydrogen here, third hydrogen here, and fourth hydrogen here. So distance from this orbital to this orbital, what is the distance here? What is the distance present from this orbital to the next this orbitals? Right. So this is we called as a bond angle. Distance between the orbital containing the bonding electron pair around the central atom, called as a bond angle. For example, students, here using the water molecules, water outermost 6 electrons, right? So this is one, this is one. The one electron is present here, so it is unstable. Here also one electron unstable, so it bond with the hydrogen, it get pair. It bond with the hydrogen, it get pair, right? Pair electrons. Now this is the one pair, this is second pair. So distance between the, this is the pair, so distance between the this orbital to the this orbital distance, that is we call as a bond angle. So distance between the orbital of bonding electron pair of the central atom, called as a bond angle. Right, students? So bond angle is expressed in the degree. Bond angle always expressed as a degree. Look at here, the 104.5 degree. It gives us some idea of regarding about the distribution of orbital around the central atom in a molecules and complex. Hence, it helps to determine the shape also. So it explains that the what is the bond or angle is there. The bond angle indicate that this central atom around in which here one electrons are locating. It gives the locating the position of the electrons and always give the shape. Always give the shape of the orbitals. What type of shape of the orbitals it gives? Look at here, students. This is the type shape of the orbitals. Or sometimes if carbon 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 carbon, So this is the bond angle. The bond angle, what are the bond angles are exist here? The bond angle we are considered as here 90 degree, and here also 90 degree, this is also 90 degree, and this one also 90 degree. With the help of this all the 90 degree, we are considered that this is the square planar structure, right students? Square planar structures, right? And with the similarly, when oxygen bond with the two hydrogens, so this is we call as the tetrahedral structures. This is actually we called as the tetrahedral structure. Actually the structure of this one is like this. It is a tetrahedral structures, restaurants. Tetrahedral structure here. These are the planar in this form. They are located in this form. So this is a tetrahedral structure, right students? Bond enthalpy. Amount of energy required to break 1 mole of bond, called as a bond enthalpy. So students, here the hydrogen is I am using here. So hydrogen dissociation purpose, if I am whatever the energy I am adding here, so that energy we call as a bond enthalpy. Or the two persons, the holding the stick. So dissociation of the stick purpose, whatever the energy he is applying here, dissociation of this stick purpose, whatever the energy he is applying, so that energy we called as a bond enthalpy, right? Or you may use the salt sample in your house. You may use a salt sample. So pinch this salt sample. So for pinch to turns into the powder form. So dissociation purpose, whatever the energy you are applying from your body, so that is we call it the bond enthalpy, right? So similarly, the example of hydrogen, the dissociation purpose require 435.8 kilojoule per mole of energy. Oxygen dissociation purpose we require 498 kilojoule per mole of energy. Nitrogen dissociation purpose 946. Why this happened? So why this happened? This is also diatomic, H2 form. Oxygen also diatomic, nitrogen also, all are diatomic, but the hydrogen require 435, oxygens are require 498, and nitrogens are require 946. All are diatomic. Why they need different energy? Because it is the hydrogen contains single bond. So single bond, already I told, the single bond have a large bond length, weak strength. That's why it is dissociate easily with less energy. Similarly, you may use the double bond oxygen. This oxygen bond length is smaller than the hydrogen bond. So that's why dissociation purpose it require the high energy 498. And last one, nitrogen. Nitrogen bond length is very small. Bond length very small. For dissociation purpose we require large amount of energy. Right students? This is the that's why we require the different energy even though they are diatomic. Right students? The important that larger bond the dissociation enthalpy stronger will be the bond in a molecules. The heteroatomic molecule like HCl, hydrogen chloride 431. In case of polyatomic molecule, the bond strength is more complicated. The example H2O, enthalpy needed to break the OH bond not same. So first it will not dissociate. All the two hydrogens are not dissociated from the hydrogen. First it dissociate hydrogen into water into hydrogen and hydroxyl. First case. Second case again it dissociate OH into hydrogen and oxygen. So if this is a polyatomic molecule, because two or more than two atoms in a combined form in a molecule called as polyatomic. The polyatomic molecule dissociation can be take place 2 or 3 steps. So such type of molecules we calculated the average bond enthalpy. We calculate average bond enthalpy. Look at it students. First bond dissociation 502, second bond dissociation 427. So if two or more than two atoms present in a molecules, For dissociation purpose we require 2 or more steps. So such type of molecules we are using the average bond enthalpy. Dissociation of H and OH purpose we require 402. Dissociation of O and H purpose require 427. So average bond enthalpy is 464. Right students? Similarly, the same thing, C2H5OH ethanol in water. It is also polyatomic molecule. So dissociation purpose, if it require 3 steps, we have to take the average of all the 3 steps. Right students? Bond order. Bond order means the number of bond between the 2 atoms in a molecules. Number of bond between the atoms in a molecules. So look at here, hydrogen between the 1 bond. So bond order 1. Oxygen between them 2 bond. Bond order is 2. Nitrogen between them 3 bond. Bond order is 3. So number of bond present between the 2 atoms in a molecule called as bond order. So hydrogen, single share electrons are paired, so it is bond order is 1. Oxygen, the two pair of electrons are shared, so it's a double bond order is 2. Nitrogen, 3 pair of electrons are shared, so triple bond order is 3. Right students? Similarly, carbon monoxide, the sharing the 3 pair of electrons, bond order is 3. If it is shared 2 electrons, so bond order is 2. Right students? So nitrogen bond order is 3. Its enthalpy 946, already we have discussed. The one of the highest diatomic molecules. But some isoelectronic molecules, isoelectronic means the element or molecules which having the same number of electron, that is called isoelectronic. Or you may say different atoms having the same number of electron called as a isoelectronics. Right students? Iso means same, electronic means electrons, same number of electrons. For example, fluorine and oxide, I will tell you. Fluorine and O2 minus, which having the 80 number of electron, because students, the one fluorine contain atomic number is 9. 2 fluorine means again 2, that is 18, right? And oxygen, one oxygen contain 8 electron. 2 means it 2, 16, and minus 2 means add 2 more electrons, right? 16 plus 2, 18. So here the 18 electrons. So isoelectronic species having the bond order is 1. Look at here students, I will tell you. F2. How many bond? 1. So this bond order is 1. Oxygen, minus 1, minus 1. I am separating the what is the minus 2 charge is there. I am separating here, minus 1, minus 1. So here how many bond between the two atoms? So that's why bond order is 1. Right students? Okay. Nitrogen, carbon monoxide, NO contain 14 electrons, bond order is 3. Look at here students. Between the nitrogen, triple bond. So bond order is 3. Carbon monoxide, bond order is 3. And next one, NO, bond order is 3, because all the contain the 3 bonds, triple bond, right? So I will tell you how 14 electrons. Nitrogen, one nitrogen 7 electron, another nitrogen 7 electron. So the total is 14. Similarly, carbon, oxygen, carbon 6, oxygen 18, that is 14. Next, nitrogen, oxygen, nitrogen 7, and NO plus, NO plus. Plus means nitrogen sharing one pair of electron, so that's why 7. So the total is 14. Right, students? Understood? Okay. Okay, next question, students. The question is, one of the question is given: how do you express the bond strength in terms of bond order? This is the example number 4.2 from your NCERT. The more number of electron between the atom improve the strength and bond order. If the between the two species bonding is high number of bond is present. High number of bond means it having the high strength. How we consider high strength? Dissociation. This compound dissociation purpose require high energy. Dissociation purpose require high energy. And number of bond is 3, so bond order is 3. If I am using the N double bond N, students, so tell me which one is require high energy, which one is more easily dissociate, the first molecule or second molecule? Obviously second molecule is more easily dissociated than the first because it contains only double bond, so it having the low energy, bond order is 2. Third one I am using single bond. Tell me, students, out of these 3 which one is more easily dissociate? Last third one, because it contains single bond. Single bond means it is very low energy, so bond order is 1, bond strength is 1. Next, students, so number of electron between the atom improve the strength. If number of atom, look at here, students, if one nitrogen is present, outermost 3 bond, it means this nucleus, this is a nitrogen nucleus, the electrons, right? So this nucleus are showing the attraction to all the 3 electrons. This nucleus showing the attraction to all the 3 electrons. So it means between the 2 protons 6 electrons are present here, so that's why nuclear attraction is high, the attraction is high. Nuclear attraction high means the strength is high, right, students? Okay, example, one pair of electron present between the 2 atom, the high bond length and weak strength due to one pair of electron bond order is 1. For example, N bond N, you may use N bond N, or you may use here H. Only one pair of electron is present here. One pair of electrons, so bond order is 1, so it is more easily dissociated. Similarly, I am using here the 3 pair of electrons between the atom, small bond length is very small, and high strength, and bond order is 3. Look at here, students. So it means between the each nitrogen 6 electrons are present. Between the nitrogen 6 electrons present, so it having the high strength and bond order is 3. So one more example here, bond length, distance between the 2 nuclear bonded atoms, the bond strength, the energy required to dissociate the bond, bond length and bond strength related to bond order. How is they related, students? Look at here, bond order, carbon-carbon single bond, carbon-carbon double bond, carbon-carbon triple bond, right? So bond length 154 picometer. Look at here, single bond, so bond length is small, single bond length is small, and double bond length is single bond length is high, double bond length is small, triple bond again bond length is again decreases, right, students? And look at here, the dissociation of this bond purpose they require only less energy. Dissociation of this bond purpose require higher energy than carbon-carbon single bond, and dissociation of this bond purpose require higher energy than carbon-carbon double bond. So it means, so bond length, so bond strength, whatever bond strength is there, the bond strength depend upon the bond order. If bond order is high, bond strength is high. I will write here bond order directly proportional to the bond strength. Right? If bond order is high, bond strength is high. Right, friends? Second example, arrange the bonds in order of increasing the ionic character in the molecules. So look at here, students. Ionic characters are directly proportional to the electronegativity. Already we have discussed electronegativity. So here NaCl I am using example. Out of which one is high electronegative? Chlorine electronegative, sodium electropositive. So that's why the ionic character means the ionic character depend upon the electronegativity. Is PC having the high electronegative? It is more, one piece is high electronegative, another is low electronegative. It is more easily dissociated forms ions. Right. So similarly, nitrogen is the homoatomic, so it is no electronegative. Sulfur and oxygen. Okay, first I am using first one. Lithium and fluorine. Lithium is metal, fluorine is non-metal. Lithium high electropositive, fluorine is high electronegative. Both are opposite, so that's why we showing the high metallic characters, high ionic character. That's friends. Second one, potassium oxide. Potassium is metal, oxygen is non-metal. Potassium is second high electropositive element. Oxygen is the second high electronegative element. So that's why they are showing the second ionic characters. ClF3. Here students, the chlorine and fluorines are mentioned here. So in this chlorine and fluorine, so fluorine is high electronegative, then the chlorine, so that's why they are dissociated. Chlorine fluorine between them develop the ions. Chlorine positive charge develop and the three fluorines are develop the negative charge. Right, students? Sulfur dioxide between them double bond is present, so strength is high, strength is high, ionic character decreases. Double bond increase, ionic character decreases. Again the nitrogen triple bond and both are same atom, so no ions develop here. Right, students?